A private island, locked doors, young girls. In one of the darkest crimes of modern history, this is the story of Jeffrey Epstein, a man whose death raised more questions than his life ever answered. Year 2005. In the middle of the Caribbean Sea, a private island where no tourist could go, where no media camera could reach. From the outside, this place looked like a luxury paradise, blue ocean, white sand, and high security boundaries. But on this island, behind closed doors, was happening one of the darkest crimes of modern history, trafficking of young girls and sexual exploitation. This wasn't a movie scene. This was the truth that later became part of U.S. investigation records and court documents. Girls were sometimes lured with money, sometimes with job offers, and sometimes brought to this secret island in the name of help. As soon as they arrived here, their world would change. There were facilities all around, helipad, guest houses, private dock, CCTV security, but what was most lacking was law, consent, and justice. And at the center of this entire network was one name, Jeffrey Epstein. A person who in public image was called a billionaire financier and an insider of elite social circles, but whose real identity remained in the shadows for years. The real question was, how did all this continue openly for so many years? And why didn't anyone stop it? When some teenage girls first filed complaints with police in Palm Beach, Florida, no one thought this case would remain just a local crime. Gradually, this case transformed into a global scandal. A scandal where money, power, politics, and system failure were all about to collide together. And then came the year 2019. Jeffrey Epstein was arrested again at the federal level, with serious charges of sex trafficking of minors and conspiracy. But by then it was too late, because the girls whose voices were ignored for years had now turned into a question that was being asked of the entire world. This is where this story begins. From a secret island to a jail cell, and to a man whose death didn't bury the truth, but made it even more mysterious and dangerous. In today's special episode, we will learn who Jeffrey Epstein actually was, and how an ordinary man became the master of this dark empire of money, influence, and crime. Year 1953, Brooklyn area of New York. This is where Jeffrey Edward Epstein was born. There's no royal family, no business empire, and no extraordinary beginning. His father was an ordinary government employee, and his mother was working as a school assistant. From the outside, this was a completely middle-class American family, from where usually either a normal job emerges or a quiet life. Epstein's education was also nothing different. He enrolled in college, but never completed his degree. No formal finance education, no elite MBA, yet ahead. That same man appeared sitting among the world's richest and most powerful people. This is the first mystery on which investigators later also raised questions. In the early 1970s, Epstein got a job teaching mathematics and physics at a prestigious private school in New York. This was the same school where children of wealthy families studied, children of politicians, bankers, and CEOs. This is where Epstein first got the opportunity to see the elite world up close. Here he learned how money thinks, how power behaves. But Epstein didn't remain a teacher for very long. Suddenly, without any clear public explanation, he left education and entered the world of high finance. In 1976, he got a job at a top investment bank. And from here, his life completely changed direction. The question still remains, without a degree, without a track record, how was such a big entry possible? Was it just luck, or did someone push him in? This question remains unanswered even today. By 1980, Epstein began presenting himself as a financial advisor and money manager. But his work wasn't like advising. His clients weren't public. His companies were opaque, meaning there was no specific detail about them. And his transactions were mostly through private trusts and shell-like structures. Gradually, Epstein didn't remain just a money-managing man. He became an access provider, a person who connected rich people with rich people, gave powerful people private space, and made himself useful everywhere. This very usefulness later became both his greatest strength and his greatest danger. In public image, he was a quiet billionaire. Few interviews, few statements, and almost zero transparency. But behind the curtain, his life was expanding with luxury properties, private jets, and those secret locations whose glimpse the outside world got much later.